Owen, tell me something.
Truman, did you know that the Chiefs are through to the AFC Championship game for the 7th time in a row?
Dahm, that's true. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host with the most, Truman Steam Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined by the bomb, Owen Dahm. Welcome. Divisional round done, as everybody reminded me.
Yep.
I had a hell of a time on Twitter this morning. I don't know if you were seeing that.
Yeah, you're having some fun.
Because I tweeted it out and was like, hey, can you guys... No. I meant, I tweeted out, I was like, hey, can you guys, give some hot takes and whatnot?
Yeah.
And give your thoughts and predictions for the upcoming divisional round. And everybody was like, hot take, you don't know what week of the playoffs it is. And then I responded to the tweet.
To the wrong one.
Yes. Yeah. And then I said...
You were having a mare this morning.
Yeah, I responded to the wrong tweet and said, I meant divisional playoff. And Evan responded, was like, you are on the wrong tweet, brother.
I did see that. That was great.
So shout out Evan. Even though he's got a child, he's still holding us accountable.
Man, because when you have children, you can't be on Twitter anymore, as you know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody into another episode of Dahm, That's True. If you're still watching, this deep into it, a minute and a half into it,
yep.
Make sure to like and comment on the YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Smash that bell. If you want to help financially support the show, patreon.com/opendisaster. Shout out Joe, Aaron, Skylar, Dylan, Ozzy, and Melbourne, Kansas City. Opening soon in the Iron District. Come springtime. If you're listening on Spotify, for all of our audio viewers,
and
make sure
listeners.
You're rating it 5 stars and following it and commenting it on it.
Yep.
Even if we're always checking those
right.
Spotify comments, baby.
And if you're
the Spotify comment section be going crazy.
And if you're a visual listener, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's fair. All right. So there's all that. I think we're in. Let's get into the actual episode. Owen, do you know that the Chiefs beat the Texans this week?
I did. I was there.
Oh,
were you there?
We were both there.
Yeah. So
100%.
we were there. It was really cold. Not as cold as the Colts Chiefs divisional.
You said that? I don't think that's true.
Dude, I think
I don't
it was
remember
much
that
colder.
game being very cold. There was a lot of snow, but I don't remember it being very cold.
I remember feeling colder because we were standing on that cardboard in the snow. Because they hadn't shoveled out all the feet.
But our feet were fine because we had the cardboard.
My feet were cold.
Really?
I remember my feet being really cold.
My feet were not that cold this time, which was crazy because I just put on 2 pairs of socks and wore tennis shoes.
Dude, the cardboard went crazy.
Cardboard did go crazy.
Like, you could, it's like a 20-degree difference stepping on the cardboard versus standing on the concrete.
As always, if you ever have to go to an outside game when it's cold, definitely bring cardboard to stand on. You'll lose just so much heat through the transfer of your feet on the ground.
Yeah.
At cold concrete, especially if you're up top. If you're down low, well, it must be nice. But if you're up top, I mean, it's
where the real men are.
The floor is exposed to the air underneath, so you're essentially just putting your feet in the windy air. So definitely bring.
But yeah, it was a really good game. Of course, there's a national discourse that and we'll get into that later. But yeah, it was really good.
I mean, this is the time to get in. You can get into it if you like.
We're just gonna go straight to. There's no other topics on this later.
I mean, I guess there is kind of one on there. But
okay. Well,
we don't have to.
Well, let's just talk about the penalty straight off the way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you've got to let me yap here for a bit, okay? Obviously, there were 2 big penalties that were called in favor of the Chiefs that got everybody in a crazy uproar. There was the first roughing the passer on 3rd and 10 where Mahomes threw it past Kelsey, and they called roughing the passer. That shit is 100,000% roughing the passer every single time.
100%.
He's hitting him with his crown of his helmet, launching from his toes into Mahomes' chin. That will get called every single time. I don't care that Dean Blandino or whoever, Mike Pereira came on the drive and said, "Oh, I wouldn't call that." Yes, you fucking would. You clown. That is a fucking roughing the passer. 100,000. Every single quarterback in the league. Mac Jones gets that call.
And the ref was in the back. He was back behind. I think snap second. I think that looks like roughing the passer. That's what we've kind of established as. And Mahomes didn't really sell it much.
No, he just got hit in the chin.
Trust me, there's been plenty of talk about how much Mahomes is selling it right now.
Right.
But I don't even think he really sold that one. I think they just
he
hit
got
it.
hit in the face.
Yeah.
The second one,
it was late also, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was late. The second one is still roughing the passer I mean, it wasn't roughing the passer, it was unnecessary roughness.
Sure.
This one was on 1st and 10, Truman. This is the thing that drives me crazy about it. Okay, sure, you don't think it's a penalty. That's fine. It's on 1st and 10. So if they don't call it, it's now 2nd and 6.
Yeah.
The Chiefs pick up a first down from 2nd and 6 85% of the time.
Well,
it feels like.
Somebody also pointed out, and this has been forgotten, that was also the drive where they called Trey Smith on that holding penalty. That wasn't really a holding penalty.
No. And we overcame that too.
Nobody talks about that. It's just like
it just don't. If you know me and you want to come at me and talk about Chiefs got all calls, shut the fuck up. You don't know ball. Don't talk to me about it.
Also everybody always posts the stats. Listen, the Chiefs have had like the most penalties called on them. They've got the worst penalty yard differential in the NFL during since 2018, since Mahomes took over. I think they've also got like the second most penalties called on them. I mean, look at the stats. It's not, and of course everybody will say, well, it's just the timing of the penalties. It extends the drives that they score on. Motherfucker, the roughing the late hit was at R20, and it moved us to R35. Like you said, on 1st and 10, that would have been 2nd and 6 that they probably would have got anyways. And so people will say, well, they scored a touchdown on that drive. It's like it wasn't like it was.
Yeah, you know how many third downs we picked up on that drive? 5.
The other one, the roughing the passer, was on 3rd down, but I also think that was a legitimate roughing the passer. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that would get that call.
I think all 40 quarterbacks, probably all 50 quarterbacks that have started a game this season would get that call.
Could they get all 50 quarterbacks could get that call? You know, there's some pretty bad missed. There's still plenty of bad missed.
Okay, sometimes there's bad missed penalties. That is not one that a lot of referees are going to miss.
And also, in a game where they missed 2 kicks, they turned it over on downs, they committed, numerous penalties. The CJ Stroud got sacked 8 times.
Yeah.
I don't have sympathy for.
Yeah, so don't talk to me about penalties in that game.
And people will talk about the penalties, and they will turn around and they won't talk about the terrible defensive pass interference that was called on the Ravens when Keon Coleman shoved that guy to the ground, and the only reason he didn't catch that ball is because he was busy shoving him to the ground.
Yeah.
And they called that defensive pass interference, which is crazy.
Yeah, that was terrible. But
that's one of the worst defensive pass interference.
I've been talking about this all day with my coworkers and people on Twitter. You're never going to win a playoff game unless you're Tom Brady and you have the best defense of all time, scoring 12 points. Because remember, the Texans didn't score 14 points. No. They scored 12 because the Chiefs, running out the clock, ran out of the back of the end zone on purpose. Yep. So you scored 12 points.
Right.
You missed 2 field goals, one of them blocked, and you missed an extra point. And you scored 1 touchdown.
Yeah. I know.
That's not winning you a game ever, especially in Kansas City.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud got sacked, Truman, for the 5th time in the game in the 4th quarter with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. He would then go on to get sacked 3 more times.
Spagnuolo just turns up those blitzes and just fucking murders you. When your back is against the wall, he knows it, and he goes for the kill shot every time.
On 4 straight plays in the 4th quarter, the Chiefs send the blitz, and it didn't get picked up.
Yep.
2 of those were incompletions, and 1 of those was a sack.
The Texans should try holding. That's what the Chiefs do every play.
Obviously. But and then the crying from the Texans players afterwards. You guys don't this game wasn't stolen. This wasn't 35-38 and you were going to get the ball back and then they called a pass interference.
It's embarrassing.
And
listen, this is somebody who cried about not winning the fantasy championship throughout the whole playoffs last year because there was a rule change that let a player in. And listen, I now looking back on that understand that eventually it was maybe a little cringe.
I don't think yours was cringe at all.
Maybe by the time the next season started, it was a little cringe. But I brought it up maybe 2 or 3 times, and I you know what? I ruffled that guy's feathers, and then I was like, okay, this is no longer fun. All right, I'm moving on. But it was just
It's crazy. From the presser, everyone that was asked talked about the refs. So clearly, this is something.
It was something going around on the sideline.
This is clearly something that the head coach had talked about before the game.
Yes, because you know why I feel like that is because first quarter, there's like a minute and a half gone in the game. Dalton Schultz got hip drop tackled.
Yeah.
It was a hip drop tackle. Let's be clear.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. They have not called that penalty at all this year. I think somebody said they have called it one time.
One time, yeah.
And I imagine it was probably week 1 because it was a new penalty. I don't even know I don't know if anybody could tell you when it got called. And yes, was it a hip drop penalty? But the fact that you could see Dalton Schultz looking for a flag, and it's like, dude, you must have been hip drop tackled 40 times this year. Actually, I'm not sure Dalton Schultz has caught 40 passes this year because he's kind of been doo-doo ass. Because I drafted him in plenty of leagues, and he didn't do it. But besides the point, you must have been hip drop tackled probably 30 to 40 times or 15 times if you're Dalton Schultz because you only caught 20 balls. You have probably never called for a flag until that moment. That's how, from the get-go, you're like, okay, so you guys are going to complain about the refs no matter what. Okay, that's whatever.
You didn't do enough. You didn't score touchdowns, and you missed on special teams. You allow the first action of the game, the kickoff, to go all the way to your 30. We were walking in the stadium at this point. That's what happened in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
They returned that kickoff 60 yards.
Yeah, it's just fucking loser behavior. That's being on the sideline, already complaining about the refs before the game has started.
Yeah.
Having your players amped up about the refs it's loser behavior.
Oh.
I had a terrible head coach in high school. I did. And I also went to high school where it felt like we did get called penalties, a lot of penalties when we were in very white areas. I don't know what to tell you. But he would get it. He's like, well, we're not going to get any calls when we go up here. And then, would complain about it afterwards. And that coach was a fucking loser. He was a terrible coach. So the fact that we're doing this shit again, I'm so worried the cat's about to hop up on the... No, it's all right. But the fact that we're doing this shit again is fucking insane to me that that's loser behavior. I can tell you, I've had a coach like that. And it's not... You know what? He was a mentally weak coach. And he couldn't rally. We lost one time. We were up like 5 minutes left. We were up by like 18 and we lost in regulation.
Holy.
Because we just had a fucking meltdown because a coach can't reset you. And that's honestly, I was telling my buddy that, he's like, hey, listen, he was a Texans. It's Tyler who came on the show and he's a Texans fan. And he's like, well, like I didn't really expect to win. So that sucks, but it is what it is. But I was like, hey, at least you still have coach and like quarterback, like in place. That's the hardest 2 things. That's a big one for you. But seeing all this shit afterwards, I'm not a crazy believer in D'Amico Ryans right now.
No.
I think he's a great coach, but, Mike Vrabel was a great coach for about he was consensusly a great coach for about 3 to 4 years. And then everybody's like, okay, he's just not going to do anything. And at this point, seeing what's happened out of this is like insane.
Okay.
Insane
Also, you're never also going to win a game when you let the best player on the Chiefs, that's not Patrick Mahomes, win the game.
Yeah.
Truman, did you know that on that long catch in the, I believe it was second or third quarter?
By Kelsey.
Yeah.
Because he was the only one.
Yeah.
The only one catching
did
the
you
ball.
know?
We'll talk about the rest of the game.
Did you know that is the most open he's ever been in a playoff game?
Oh, he was wide open.
But like by the numbers.
Yeah.
He's never been more open in the playoffs.
That's crazy.
What was the Texans' game plan? Make Kelsey beat you? Because he'll do it.
Yes.
We talked about this. We talked about this last week. If you're the Texans, there are 2 players you need to guard every play. You need to guard DeAndre Hopkins, and you need to guard Travis Kelce. And you make the rookie beat you, you make Juju beat you, you make Justin Watson beat you.
I mean, I do legitimately believe...
Letting Kelce beat you is insane.
I do legitimately believe that they said... Because if you look at the cornerback stats, like the cornerbacks, like the pair of cornerbacks outside cornerbacks allowed 0 catches. They didn't allow a single catch. And so I think there was an emphasis on locking down the receivers because, and to be fair, going into this, I think a lot of people had said, well, Kelsey's cooked. And Kelsey has lost a step. He didn't score. He would have scored on at least one of, probably that one where he was wide open. And one of those ones where he was wide open, he would have scored on. But, but I think.
But Truman.
But legitimately, I think that was the game plan.
That's a terrible game plan. Nobody has more playoff yards than him. He is the all-time leader, more than Jerry Rice.
I'm not saying I'm saying I understand why they did it. He's a 34, 35-year-old. He's a 35-year-old tight end who has gotten slower, who has lost a bit of step.
I'll tell you what this game did, though. This game told us that if your player is good, rest him the 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I also think we're going to see the flip side of this. Because also, if you look at DeAndre Hopkins played like 13 snaps. It's the lowest. He played the lowest amount of total snaps since he's joined the Chiefs.
Really? That's interesting.
And he played lower than he did the first week he joined the Chiefs.
That's crazy.
And I'm just legitimately, I think that either their game plan was we are going to make Travis Kelce beat us, or the Chiefs said we are going to run our wide receivers to get covered and then let Travis Kelce beat them.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was a weird.
That's just so crazy that they let it happen.
It was
and
weird
then
all
Mahomes,
around.
Mahomes making plays like he always does.
Yeah.
Getting sacked but throws a touchdown pass on third down. He's just better than you. He's better than your defense. He's the best to ever do it. We don't need to. You can't cry ref when you can't stop Mahomes, man.
I do want to talk about something, but I think I put it as a later question. Oh no, yeah. Actually, we can talk about it when we get there. Yeah,
rest your players for 3 weeks if they're good enough. If you have Andy Reid as your head coach, you're allowed to take the break off because the Chiefs, they looked good the whole game.
It's just the weird. It's another one of those weird games where do I feel like the Chiefs played well? Not really. I don't feel like the offense played well.
They played fine.
But I also never felt like that game was close. Even when the Texans went down there and went 10 minutes, did that 10-minute drive to open
that
up
was
the
annoying.
quarter,
I was in line to get a beer during that whole drive.
which was
slowest
insane.
line of my life.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Slowest line
you
of my
had to
whole
have been
life.
down there for like 25 minutes.
Oh yeah, the whole jam.
Because it was
by the way, with 3 people in front of me in line.
I know.
It was the slowest line I've ever been in.
I still don't know how you did that, but
It's crazy.
But they did that 10-minute drive. If they would have scored that, then got a stop, then scored a touchdown again on another 10-minute drive, I would have been worried.
Right.
But they didn't. They scored that touchdown. The Chiefs went down there, scored a touchdown, and then the Texans immediately turned it over on downs because they had killed a lot of clock. And all of a sudden they were down 7 with 10 minutes left at the Kansas City 45 or 40. And it's like, well, we got to go. And they went for it, and it sucked. And then I just, it's also one of those things where it's a lot of misleading stats where people will say, like, wow, the Texans are the only team to, outgain their opponent by 100-plus yards, which, by the way, the Chiefs also took negative 20 yards at the end of the game to take that safety. So they say that, and then they also say,
They're also not doing total yards, so they're not including the return yards that we got.
I think they are doing. I can't remember. I think it was against his offensive defense, but yeah. And then, obviously, they're not also, they're not going to talk about the turnover on downs, and they're not going to talk about the 2 missed kicks.
Right.
Where it's like, that sucks that there's like, well, they outscored them by 100 yards and had no turnovers. And it's like, you really had 3 turnovers, honestly. You had 2 blocked kicks, which means that nothing happened. And you had 2 block kicks and then just a turnover on downs, which is crazy that we call that a turnover on downs and it doesn't count as a turnover.
Yeah, I don't understand.
So it's like you kind of had 3 turnover-esque plays where it's like, and if you said, well, the Texans outgained it by 100, but they had 3 turnovers.
And the Chiefs has shorter field 4 times.
Yeah, then it's like, oh, okay, well, that's why they lost. And so, yeah. But I think that's really all I got to say.
Yeah.
It's been loser behavior by the Texans. It's been loser behavior by everybody. And here's the thing. Like, you're not going to hurt us by saying that it's rigged. Because it's not. It's simply not.
Well, actually, because it is. I tripled my Venmo payment today, actually.
Yes, this is all a big ploy by big NFL to make sure that a city that has the 26th largest city in the U.S.
The 6th
is
smallest
getting
market.
is having all the success and it gets all the viewers and the TV ratings.
Just remember, guys.
This is good for the NFL.
If the
this
NFL
is exactly what they would have wanted.
If the NFL was rigged, the Giants, the Jets, the Cowboys, and the Niners would and the
Chargers and the Rams
would all trade off Super Bowls, but they all suck.
Yeah.
So
the Bears would be better, quite frankly.
Yeah, the Bears too.
So maybe even the Steelers.
They're going to miss the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
100%.
There you go. A couple new soundboard additions, so that's good for you. All right. And we've already kind of alluded to this, and we don't need to waste too much more time on the refs. Oh, and I do want to ask you the question. Do you think people will only remember this Chiefs dynasty as loved by the refs?
It depends. How old are you right now with this question being asked?
That's true.
If you are under the age of 17, you will only think about the refs with this Mahomes dynasty.
To be honest with you, I don't think they will. I think even when Brady was going through it, I think we did talk about how he was loved by the refs. But I think the lasting thing for us is that, one, Tom Brady was good. He was great.
Yeah.
But I think what we say is well, he was carried by his defense. I don't think anybody ever brings up the refereeing.
No,
I think that's something to remember, is that I don't think people are going to actually ever try to put in actual asterisks on this team where they say, well, they won 3 Super Bowls in a row.
But they won 8
wood,
one-score games in 2024-25.
Right, and it was and they had all that referee help. Don't forget all that referee help they had.
I think there are people that are dumb that will think that forever. But I think if you're actually ball knowledgeable,
there will be haters. I mean, and it's one of those, if the Chiefs wouldn't have went on this crazy dynastic run that we're on right now, I don't know if we would be sitting here as willing to accept the greatness of what the Patriots did twice. Obviously we might be a little more salty about we got fucked by the refs that one AFC Championship game, Yeah. It's like that was for Brady's last Super Bowl in New England.
But we always talk about, even though with the worst call of all time, the roughing the passer on Tom Brady where Chris Jones hit his shoulder, probably the worst call I've ever seen in my entire life.
No. Nothing is worse than the forward progress call.
Oh, God.
In that Titans game. That's the worst call of all time.
That is the worst call of all time. You're right.
Marcus Mariota forward progress.
Oh, my gosh. That is. Sure. But all that being said, the Chiefs, we always say this after we talk about that terrible pass interference call. The Chiefs still had 3 more opportunities to get off the field. Yeah. And D Ford was offside, and we let Edelman get a catch and Gronk get a catch. All on 3rd and long.
Yeah. And the Chiefs still scored, because that was in the 4th quarter. The Chiefs still scored.
Yeah.
That wasn't even in overtime. And when it came to overtime, they fucking gashed our defense and won.
Yeah.
They beat the shit out of us, and fucking Danny Woodhead ran the ball in.
Oh, God. Don't remind me. Yeah, but no, I don't think this.
Or Rex Berkman? Might have been
Rex Burkhead.
Might have been Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, either one.
One of the white guys. One of the white running backs one of the no-name white running backs back then who never did anything else.
Pats, yeah. But I think if you're an actual football fan, you won't remember this Chiefs dynasty as being loved by the refs.
No, and I don't think NFL fans will remember that. And I think that's an important, wider message to remember, is that
Twitter people aren't most of the fan base.
And Twitter people aren't real people, and also that even then, when this when this run ends, listen, there's going to be a year where the Chiefs probably don't win a Super Bowl. There's probably going to be 2 years in a row at some point where the Chiefs do not win a Super Bowl.
Crazy.
I don't know how to tell you this, but at some point, Mahomes is going to retire. Or honestly, at some point, Andy Reid is going to retire. And that will probably be a tough transition period unless it works out exactly how I've said and Mike Tomlin gets fired. That all the good faith with Mike Tomlin runs out exactly the time we need a head coach, just like it happened with Andy Reid, where people kept on going, well, Andy Reid, I mean, he's always so good in the regular season. Eventually, they got sick of it. Eventually, he had a bad season. That's exactly what's going to happen with Mike Tomlin. He's absolutely going to be the next Chiefs head coach. Write it down.
Would love it.
Yes, absolutely. It's perfect. But, so if that happens, then I'm not sure there ever will be a chance where we don't win
if Andy Reid's immortal.
Yeah. So there's also that part. Yeah, is that he could just keep waddling around. I don't know.
All right. Okay, let's keep going.
I waddle. Whoa. Are you offended? Are you offended that I said waddle? You know what? That's as a fellow fat guy, I get to say waddle. I get to say it. All right. Let's move on. Biggest thing in the game plan that you would change this week. Biggest thing you would change in the game plan this week. How about that?
Get the wide receivers more involved, I guess.
Okay.
But, I mean, if they're going to leave Travis Kelce wide open every single play, throw it to him.
I have a hot take for you.
What's your hot take? You wouldn't change anything about the game plan?
I would switch out Joe Tooney and put him back at left guard. I think he was – listen, I do think Will Anderson Jr. is a very good football player.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think maybe an All-Pro this year. I can't remember.
I don't remember. I don't look at other teams' stuff.
That's fair. And I wasn't looking at the edge position for All-Pro. I knew our guys didn't make it. But I think he had like 2 or 3 sacks on Tooney, which isn't great.
I don't know. We don't. The best part about it is the Chiefs, there is no longer a defense better than the Texans left in the playoffs.
That is true. That is something you forget is that Buffalo's defense is ass.
They're ass. They're like terrible.
The Eagles' defense is pretty good.
They're fine.
Still, I think.
They're fine. Jalen Carter's good. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't think the Commanders are that good. God, it's crazy the Commanders. We're going to talk about the divisional round here coming up. But.
Yeah. No, but yeah, use wide receivers more. Utilize Xavier Worthy. I don't think we got enough to him.
Yeah. Kareem Hunt, the future back, I imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know if he rushed more than Pacheco this time or not.
He absolutely did. It wasn't
Did he?
close. I don't think.
But he rushed for more yards. I don't know if he rushed for more attempts.
He rushed for more attempts.
It's closer than you think.
I think the over hit on both of their carries though. Actually, I think the under hit for Pacheco. I think
the under hit for both their carries because Kareem only had 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and Pacheco had 5. So
yeah,
Kareem had 8 for 44. Pacheco had 5 for 18. Man, Pacheco had 5 for 18, and he had a 10-yard run. I think we've ran him into the ground. I think he might be.
I mean, I think he's probably just dealing with the injury.
I think
still.
we're drafting DJ Giddens in the 5th round this year.
That'd be fun.
And we're citing Deuce Vaughn from the Cowboys practice.
Of course, obviously. Please. Could
you imagine?
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, I guess run the ball a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if I'd run the. I guess
if you're having success with it, run the ball, but
Yeah.
just do it. I don't know. I trust the coaching staff to make the adjustments. They've shown me over the past 5 years that they know how to do this.
awesome, man. Kareem Hunt. Gosh, so good.
It's so
What
fun.
what a savior he's been.
He's awesome, man. I'm so glad he's back.
Man. And to score a touchdown. Good for him.
That was awesome.
Honestly, that's great.
We were
That's a
freaking
great
out in the
story.
stands.
Yeah, that's just a great. Yeah. All right. NFL divisional round rapid fire. You ready?
Jeffrey, ball knowledgeable. Holy shit, Jeffrey, what the hell?
Well, let's start with the first. Yeah, Commanders over Lions.
Oh my, I was not expecting
That's
that at all.
heartbreaking, dude. I feel so bad for the Lions fans. I feel. Ugh. I feel a little weird right now.
The worst part is Dan Campbell's prophecy from last year fulfilling itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're gonna get another chance at this. We might never. It's like, oh man, that was their best chance.
God, man, and Dan Campbell was like crying on the stand.
Yep.
And listen, and that's how you're a real head coach. That's how you fucking take a loss. God, sorry, I just want to be mad about it.
No,
again.
yeah, and,
But yeah, Dan Campbell stood up there, tearful, and said, "It was my fault. It was all my fault. I just, that's it. That's accountability. That's what a head coach should say."
Yeah.
But I just,
You do feel for him. Crazy what Jaden Daniels and the Commanders are doing because I feel like those two teams just had the exact opposite pressure on them. Mm-hmm. Lions had all the pressure. You have to make it back. You got so close last year. It's Super Bowl or bust. The Commanders are like, hey man, we're all brand new. Everything here's new. We're just having some fun.
Yeah.
But what a nightmare for the Giants.
Yeah.
And Cowboys fans.
Here's the thing, is that I think that Jaden Daniels, if he wins this week, will become a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he's that 5th slot because the top 4 right now, clearly.
Yeah. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Lamar.
Putting Lamar last?
That's got to be racist.
Okay, dude. Okay.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Probably Mahomes,
Allen,
Lamar, Allen, Burrow.
I choose quarterbacks that get it done in the playoffs.
That's
not, dude. He has his 3 worst games of his career in the playoffs.
Come on, he played great.
He doesn't.
He had a
the ball.
fucking career-defining drive last night, and Mark Andrews fucking dropped the 2.
They wouldn't have needed it had he just not fumbled and not thrown the interception.
Oh my God, people do it. It's fine. C.J. Stroud fumbled. You know that? You remember that?
Yeah, that's why that helped him lose.
They recovered it.
Yeah, I know.
I just, fumbles are a
you
little.
can't. Okay, listen. I understand the discussion with Lamar. You can't ignore that he plays amazing in the regular season, does not turn the ball over at all in the regular season. Then the playoffs come, always 2. He's turned over the ball over twice in over half of his playoff games. And we know good and well that he doesn't make it to the championship game nearly ever. So these are in the fucking divisional against lower seeded teams, man.
I know. Well, and Mahomes turns it over in the Super Bowl, and we
win.
I know.
But that's the thing, is that Mahomes is a demon in the divisional round.
That's true. He is. Well, he's like how Josh Allen is in the wild card round.
Okay, but yeah, I don't want to talk about Lamar anymore. It was fucking heartbreaking. I watched that real time.
Yeah,
it did suck.
Sorry, Commanders though, great job. It's funny with the NFC Championship this week. I would rather the Commanders beat the Eagles, obviously.
I would as well, yeah.
But also, I'm a little more scared to play the Commanders in the Super Bowl because at that point, it's a team of destiny, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's the same thing with the Bengals. Like, if the Bengals would have made it, I would have been like, oh, I don't really want to play the Bengals at that point, just because they would have been hot and I think
my teams, though, Truman, our teams all time are like 4-5-0 against teams of destiny, like these Cinderella stories.
No, but we literally lost to the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. But
yeah, but they lost.
Yeah, but they beat us.
But they weren't like the team of destiny or anything.
I mean, they
were a 5 seed. It's not like anything crazy.
But Tom Brady lost to Eli Manning twice. Hall of Famer Eli Manning, by the way.
Okay, but the Commanders don't have a good defense. They have a terrible defense.
I agree, but I'm just saying. Something to think about.
Jared Goff sucked ass.
Okay.
Mahomes might be a tiny bit better than the lunch pail janitor that is Jared Goff.
Yeah. Lions Commanders, 45-31. What a scoring game, by the way. Let's talk about the early one. What was that Lions Rams or Eagles Rams?
Yeah. I didn't watch it at all. I didn't watch a single second. I couldn't tell you anything
Saquon
about
basically ran for 80 yards twice, and then they just kind of just kind of game managed it. Other than that, honestly.
Okay, I heard Stafford wasn't that good.
No, not great. No.
I don't know. I didn't watch it. Like I said, I don't like watching games that aren't mine.
And then Bills Ravens, obviously.
I watched that one. That was fun. That was a crazy game. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I thought each team was trying to lose it really hard in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I watched the end of it while I was folding laundry. But
yeah, I watched the third and fourth quarter. I didn't watch the first half. But yeah.
I mean,
dude, that sucks for Mark Andrews to have the drop on third down straight into the drop on the 2-pointer.
No, he had the fumble.
Oh, that's right. He fumbled.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was an all-time legacy-ruining game for Mark Andrews. Ugh. By the way, also, never mention Mark Andrews in the same breath as Travis Kelce ever again. I can't believe this has ever been a discussion. The people that you keep mentioning, I can't believe we have to keep telling you, no, this guy's not as good as Travis Kelce.
Yeah, even close. But I do, once again, Lamar handled it really well. Like I always said, I like to clown Lamar. It's never really that serious, though.
Yeah.
He had the perfect press conference. He had the press conference from someone who's going to be back.
Yeah, he did go out there and it was like, I had bullshit penalties. Sorry. I was channeling my inner D'Amico Ryans. I had bullshit interception and I put the ball in the ground. You can't do that. That's bullshit. That's why we lost. We lost because of bullshit like that. That's basically what he said. And it's like
well. And I was telling you, they talked about this on the radio this morning. They showed the difference in between the press conferences in between Stroud after last Saturday and Mahomes after the AFC Championship game where they lost to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's like one of them was like, we got to be better. We'll be back. This is the start of something special, and we're going to be back. We're going to work hard to fix all the things we did, and we're going to come back.
Which was true.
And then the other one was like, yeah, it's hard to do it when the refs screw you. So, buddy, you got sacked 8 times.
God, dude, they must have talked about it before. Because everybody was on message.
Yeah.
Everybody in their post-game interviews mentioned it.
But yeah. Yeah, so, I do feel really bad for the Ravens. They felt like, but once again, this is just yet another reason you cannot drop games early in the NFL if you want to make it to the AFC Championship game. Yeah. Unless you're Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who live in the playoffs, whose season doesn't start until the playoffs, and and your coach knows how to save literally everything for the playoffs. By the way, I don't think the playbook was that open. We didn't run anything special on the goal line.
No, yeah.
Zone read outside.
Yeah, I'm not sure
for the Hunt touchdown. That playbook was close as fuck. But
that's what I'd like to believe. But at some point, I guess maybe this is the game you open it for.
Yeah.
I was like, because the argument is always, we as Chiefs fans will always say, well, we just played bad because the playbook was closed, and then but if we never play well because the playbook's open, then
yeah. But
sorry, I'm pulling up some of the stupid losses.
But like I'm saying,
Ravens had.
So unless
Ravens lost to the Raiders in week 2, by the way.
Yeah.
They lost to the Browns in that Jameis Winston game.
Jeez.
They lost to the Steelers right before the Steelers became bad. And then they lost to the Eagles.
That's fine.
Then they lost to no, that was honestly it. But so that's a couple bad losses. But that's why you're not playing at home.
But unless your team lives in the playoffs, you can't do that.
Because they even have the tiebreaker against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Play your games at home if you want to win them.
Yeah. That way you don't have to go play in the snow.
Yep.
Let's do the preview. Chiefs versus Bills preview.
There's going to be a fun one. I'm a little worried. I can't lie. The Bills are pretty good.
Oh, I feel a little weird right now. Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm a little worried, but I'm not scared. You know what I mean?
I'm excited. I mean, this is this is the game you want to see. This is why we do this every year. This is the game. You know, it's either we were either playing Bills, Ravens, or Bengals. You were like, man, that's gonna be an exciting AFC Championship.
And I was telling people this: the Ravens are a bad matchup for the Bills.
Yeah.
But I think the Ravens are a worse matchup for the Chiefs than the Bills are.
I said that too. I think the Bills are susceptible to drive stoppers. Like the Ravens, I think can consistently get first downs more, and the Chiefs, but the Bills can't. The Bills gave the Ravens plenty. The Ravens turned that ball over 3 times, and the Ravens still had a shot there at the end of the game. That means that Buffalo's offense sucked.
Yeah,
it sucked. Quite simply, they got short fields 3 times.
Well, also remember, what did we see at the end of the game? Mark Andrews sold the game because he fumbled and he dropped that pass.
Yeah,
which means that Mark Andrews was open. So how many acres of space is Travis Kelce going to be in?
I know.
I'm
scared.
I'm optimistic for this game. I'm always worried in high stakes games.
Yes.
I'm always worried. Mm-hmm. But I really feel like the Chiefs, this is very winnable for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're in the right zone, but we're just not it's not a guarantee.
No, of course not.
And obviously we lost this team already.
Yeah. But the regular season, who cares?
But what, Mahomes, that was the last turnover that Mahomes had was in the Bills game.
Yep.
That was the last turnover this team has had was in the Bills game.
Yeah, week 12.
That's crazy. And I think Buffalo will have to force turnovers. I think it's like we talk about every playoffs game, every playoff, every year we talk about this.
If you want to beat the Chiefs, you have to make us turn over the ball.
Win the turnover battle. If the Chiefs win the turnover battle, I don't know if they've ever lost a postseason game winning the turnover battle.
In the Mahomes era.
In the Mahomes era. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they've lost ones otherwise. But yeah.
And we said this before. We've said this a billion times. Like we said, 2 might not even be enough.
No, I think if they win the turnover battle by 2, they'll win.
I don't know. They made the Kaimi Fairbairn miss two field goals and an extra point.
Okay.
That's 7 points.
Are you talking about the Texans now?
Yes.
Oh, I'm talking about the Bills.
No, I know. If the Bills only turn us over twice, that might not be enough.
Yeah, that's fair. I just,
it's going to be Mahomes versus Lamar straight up, and whoever plays better is going to win.
Against who?
I said Lamar. Mahomes versus Allen.
Christian Watson even.
Justin Watson. Mahomes versus Allen, sorry.
That's gotta be racist.
Okay. That button's so terrible. It's so dumb.
Hold on.
Hey, shoot that guy.
Sorry. That was the last one. In case you guys haven't realized, we got 4 new sound buttons. So that was...
Truman's going to have fun pressing them.
I am. I've got them all.
But it's going to be Mahomes versus Allen again. We're all excited to see it. Everybody in the NFL, it seems like they're rooting for the Bills, which is fine. I love it.
Yeah. Root for them. I don't care. Seeing the maps, seeing the who America is rooting for maps. I
always give Kansas to the Bills.
Which is great. Listen, put all of Kansas and all of Missouri as Chiefs.
It's basically Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, all of southern Iowa, all of northern Oklahoma, and a little bit of Arkansas. I'm not sure about northern Oklahoma. And a little bit of Arkansas.
I think all of Oklahoma. I think I would give to the Cowboys. They can have it. They can also have it. I'm not fighting for Oklahoma.
Nebraska and southern Iowa are pretty hardcore Chief, and some of Colorado too.
No.
I don't think
because
all of
Western Kansas, you start to run into Broncos.
Oh, I guess that's true.
So I wouldn't even, but I would still give us all of Kansas. I think the majority.
They always
of
give Kansas to the Bills, man. Trust me, I'm a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
I've been commenting about Venmo payments to people. People are like, yeah, y'all pay the rest, and I said, yeah, y'all not paying enough. I just tripled my Venmo.
Just doubled mine. Get your money up, not your funny up.
Yeah.
But we used to pray for times like this, like seeing the maps where it's just Kansas City and it's everybody else is rooting for the other team.
That's crazy.
We used to pray for times like this.
It's crazy.
Grind like this.
Unfortunately, though, I know you've seen this. The referee for the AFC Championship game is the one that we've lost the most with of any other referee.
Yes, he's the second worst winning percentage that the Chiefs have.
And
Which is funny. After all the talk about how the other guy was 7-0, they happened to pick the guy who is 6-5 when Mahomes plays.
I looked through all of it. Only one of those games is problematic, and that one just so happens to be the 2018 AFC Championship game.
Yeah, even that's like they really only had the one call that was problematic.
Yeah, once again,
and
D4,
also again a call that I'm not even sure really determined the game.
Yeah, once again, if that call happened before D Ford was offside, so
yeah. Again, like we say, I think the ref stuff will fade with time, as we're demonstrating right
now. But yeah, it's going to be a great fucking game. I expect Travis Kelce to pop the fuck off like normal. I expect some Xavier-worthy catches. Give me Juju over 1 catch. Give me Justin Watson over 2 catches. Give me a little crazy.
Okay.
A little weird.
Okay.
Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious.
It's not even.
That is definitely in that song.
Give me a score prediction, though.
Keep it classic, baby. Chiefs 27, Bills 24.
God damn it. I wrote down a score prediction at work today because this is just what came to me. 26-24 Chiefs.
Ooh, I love it.
So we're riding. We're in lockstep, baby.
Like
we're locked in
like
for
a
the
wide
final
right
game.
scenario. Bills have a chance to win it. Miss.
Oh, I hope there's a controversy. I hope we jump off sides to block the field goal and they don't call it.
I hope they catch me handing Clete Blakeman $25.
I hope the ref gets out there and blocks it like they were talking about.
Yeah, once again, I can't believe the refs let Travis Kelce have 20 acres of space. That was crazy. I saw one that said that the Chiefs were doing illegal wide receiver screens the whole game. I'm like, for a tight end? They're doing pick plays for a tight end?
The refs are getting out there and
man, dude, that's a crazy pick play. I don't know how the wide receiver goes around to the inside of Travis Kelce to pick. That's so crazy.
All right.
But yeah, 27-24 Chiefs.
26-24 Chiefs. All right, let's do hot takes. We did put it out on Twitter.com/DMachine. Retweeted by Twitter.com/OwenGoshDommy.
That's right. That's why I hit the algorithm.
Thank God for Owen. All right, here is our tier list. Wow. This is going to be such a long episode. Well, this is going to have to be 2 episodes.
The review?
Yes. Look
yeah.
at this. Look at this.
I know.
We could do 1 episode per tier. If you look, we're showing it for all the audio viewers. You're not seeing this, but
we should count them up and determine how many episodes this is going to need to be.
It's an insane. And as always, I do would like to do a little bit of gratitude. Thank you, everybody, for always giving us the takes.
We love you.
Sometimes we put it out late and you guys aren't able to get us takes, and that's always on us. So, but we do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
When you guys do it. All right. That being said, let's open them up. Let's take a look at the takes. Let's crack them open. There's Elon doing a salute on my timeline.
Again?
Yep. Sorry, the
algo caught you.
The algorithm. Let's start with Logan Reed. He's got the first one that shows up because he's verified. So, look, that $8 really paying off there. Hot take: the NFL should institute mandatory temperature thresholds for outdoor games for non-dome teams. The quality of football in the negative temperatures is not a good viewing experience at home and hazardous to people in attendance. See Dolphins Chiefs 20. He said 2023, which it was.
Who said this?
Logan.
Hey, shoot that guy.
Dude, F tier.
F tier.
You don't want to play in cold Arrowhead, win your games, and have it in your dome.
I also just think it's like, what are we going to, okay, if there's minimum temperature thresholds, it's like, we're not going to move to the game to Arizona because it's 15 degrees outside. We're not going to do that. But listen, I'll tell you what, we were out in the game at 15 degrees, and it was cold.
It was cold.
I will tell you that also,
with the mega
players
heat.
on the sideline have warmed benches and parkas that are better than anything we can even dream on affording, and all sorts of stuff.
Like,
so,
I understand the gripe, but you can't strip home field advantage from teams who get cold in January. That's crazy.
So yeah, we're gonna have to give you an F tier take. It's been a while since we've had an F tier take, so we're gonna have to give you. Yeah.
I mean, there's
the only thing that I think frustrates me is the fact that Buffalo is building a new stadium, and they won't move it a couple miles away to miss the lake effect. That fucking is annoying that they're putting it right next to the old stadium. Fuck off, dude. Also, you guys have legit had playoff games moved because of the amount of snow that keeps on getting. You didn't put a dome on you didn't put a roof on your stadium. Listen, I understood. Oh, maybe we wanted it to be cold. Okay, then leave the roof open. That's fine. And you also didn't move it out of the lake effect area. Just move it fucking 30 minutes north. That pisses me off. That's the only one that really pisses me off.
I also the by large majority, the reason that these stadiums that aren't in a dome don't have a dome is because they're old. If you get a new stadium, I feel like it should come with a dome because the fan viewing experience and, like you said, the quality of football in snowy weather games is better. But that doesn't mean you should move playoff games out of non-dome teams because that's still home field.
Yeah. And like you're saying, as always, not an issue if you win the game. If you guys just win, then it doesn't matter. If you don't have to go on the road, you don't have to worry about it. Dome teams should try to win some more, since apparently the quality of football that is played outside is so bad.
I also don't think that the cold weather affected the quality of football in any of these games. Was there a bunch of drops that I missed?
I don't know. I will say fan safety is a different. Like, the Chiefs when they played was insane.
The Dolphins one?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, I will tell you that was the coldest day of the year that year, or it was the coldest weekend. Like,
yeah.
And -15 or -16, like it got to that weekend. I was just looking at this. That's only happened like 3 times ever in Kansas City history.
Yeah.
And so I would say there is, I think, a legitimate argument that maybe that game should have
been postponed or something,
or moved to the morning, I guess. But even then, because that's where the issues come in. Is that
what do you do
if you move that game to Tuesday? Then you're going to make the Chiefs play on Sunday, on 2 days shorter of rest, and also it wasn't going to get warmer.
Right.
It
gets weird.
And we're not going to play in the Sprint Center.
Also, fan safety. You all know walking into the game who's prepared for a cold weather game, who's not. You'll see somebody in jeans and a parka. You're like, dude,
you're cooked.
You're not making it. That fan has not properly prepared for how cold it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. So we'll move on to the next one. Comes from Owen Dahm.
Oh.
He said
rank my take, buddy.
Kareem Hunt is the best running back on the team right now. I'm gonna put this as A tier.
How's that not an S tier take? Well, I need you to explain that to me.
I'm gonna. Don't worry. You're getting ahead of me. My answer being that I still think Pacheco is more explosive. I think Pacheco gives you the opportunity for longer runs. Pop quiz, hot shot. What is the longest run for Kareem Hunt this season?
I think it's something crazy. Like, is it more or less than 20 yards?
It's exactly 20 yards.
Holy shit.
He's had one game where he had 20-yard rush. Every rush other than that has just not been that. But I've seen some things, and you saw the same video, and this started to inspire of Kareem's like crazy vision that he has. Yeah, he's got great vision. If I could combine the two running backs, perfect. But even then, Pacheco ain't that fast.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think you need both of them. I think you need them both.
Sorry, real quick. I want to make a shout out real quick to a friend of the show, Adam Tritt. He said, I have the Islanders on money line. I need them to lock in. They've scored 2 goals in 40 seconds in the beginning of the second period.
Wow, they locked in.
So
thank you, Tritt.
I said, okay, I'll talk to the team. And he said, looks like you talked to him. And I checked my phone, and they're 2-1 up now. So, yeah.
Also, next one comes from Owen Dahm. Whoa.
Oh.
Says, although it wasn't completely his fault, Lamar B.
That's got to be racist.
Shows us once again 2 turnovers in parentheses.
That's
2 turnovers is racist now.
Why he can't win in the playoffs?
That's got to be
racist. The Bills have a terrible defense, and a top 5 quarterback all time should be carving it up. I'm not sure how to rate this. You didn't really.
Lamar should be better. He should have carved up the defense.
Although it wasn't completely his fault, Lamar shows us once again why you can't win in the playoffs. This is more a recap of the game. This isn't really a hot take. I'm not going to rate this.
That's fine. Actually, it's not really a take, is it?
No.
But yeah, if the Bills really do have the bottom 5 defense, as everyone's saying, then a top 5 quarterback all time, which is what people are saying, which is what I've been hearing about Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
a top 5 quarterback all time would destroy a 30th ranked defense. Just so we're aware.
Fair. Next one came from Ema Caleb. He said, Chiefs and Eagles take care of business and meet in the Super Bowl. Chiefs 3-peat. S tier.
That's my prediction as well.
I've got a $5 bet that turns into 50 if both those teams win this weekend, by the way. So that'll be good.
Wait, just Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl?
Yes.
When did you bet this?
December 30th.
So, oh, wow. Right before. So after the wild card then?
No, before.
Oh, before the wild card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great bet.
Thank you.
Trusting the Lions to lose, though, was wild, but Cook.
I told you. I thought they were going to run out of gas. I didn't think they were going to run out of gas in the divisional, but I thought they wouldn't have enough for the Eagles. But it turns out they didn't even have enough for the Commanders.
It sucks that it happened this way because if I'm a Lions fan, I'm like, man, this is the biggest what if season ever. Because what if they were just healthy? They just weren't.
Yeah.
That really sucks, man.
Hot take: the divisional round will be decided by the time you record. That comes from Evan, because I asked for divisional round takes. So thank you, Evan, for that is correct. S tier take. Next one comes from Allison. It says the Chiefs are good. B tier take.
Obvious. Too obvious.
B tier take because the Chiefs are great. The Chiefs are elite.
That's true.
I have picked them at 17-0 because I know ball.
They do have 17 wins now. No, only 16. Idiot.
100%.
Yes, the Chiefs are good.
Like this sure is sweet,
huh? Next one comes from Evan. It says Travis Kelce gets to first all-time in playoff yards and touchdowns this season.
Well, doesn't he already have playoff yards?
No. He has most 100-yard games in the playoff. He's 250 yards away from yards, and he's two touchdowns away from the lead.
250 before this last game?
2 touchdowns away from being tied. What?
250 before this last game?
No.
So he needs 2 more 125-yard games, and he'll beat Jerry Rice. And Evan said he's gonna do it this year. Sorry, I just kicked the shit out of my mic. He detonates both the Bills and whoever he played in the Super Bowl.
He is going to have to cook one of those teams.
God.
If he gets 250, it's because he got 175 in one of these.
Yeah. Then again, he always has 80 yards.
This is tough.
This is super spicy, but I can't see it happening because there's no way the Bills leave Travis Kelce open. This feels like a Noah Gray game to me because the Bills are actually going to cover the most dangerous player of the other team.
This feels like a wideout game, yeah.
Unlike the Texans, whose game plan was let the best player on the Chiefs beat you, which, once again, crazy strategy. Nice one. I'll put this in B tier because I think it can happen. It wouldn't be outside the realm of things that we've seen if it did. If Travis Kelce has back-to-back games of over 100 yards, that's not ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Bills are stupid like the Texans are. So
I think the Bills know how to play the Chiefs.
They also know how to lose to us.
Yes. It depends if they go out there and execute better than we execute. This game will be that close that
the nerves are going to be in.
It sounds like coach speak, but whoever executes better will win this game. I don't think there is a clearly better team than the other.
Turns out whichever team is better on third down, scores more points, and avoids more turnovers might win the game.
That's a good one. Next one comes from Aaron Galloway. Says not divisional round anymore. Correct. S tier take. And last one comes from at jeffreykane.bsky.social. Follow him on Blue Sky. AFC champion will be the Super Bowl champion.
Absolutely.
I worry about the letdown if the Bills beat the Chiefs. I worry the Bills could falter against the Eagles.
The only thing I think could make it so that the AFC doesn't win this is 2 things need to happen. Okay? The Commanders have to beat the Eagles, and the Chiefs have to lose to the Bills.
You think the Commanders could beat the Bills?
Yes.
I can see that just being a slop fest.
Because the Commanders have shown that they win shootouts.
But the Commanders are due for a letdown also. That's the thing, is that both of those teams would be due for a letdown in the Super Bowl.
Well, the thing is, okay, so out of the remaining 3 quarterbacks, the remaining 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
This is how I rank it. Mahomes, number 1.
Okay.
Josh Allen, number 2. Jaden Daniels, number 3. and Jalen Hurts number 4.
That's got to be racist.
The top quarterback on that list is Black Truman.
Half.
Oh my god! Press the button again.
My guy. Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's got to be racist.
I don't know. Yeah.
The best quarterback is winning in the Super Bowl. That's almost always the case. There's a
Yeah.
couple exceptions with Tom Brady and Eli and Tom Brady and Nick Foles.
Who the fuck is the Commanders' head coach?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, it's fucking Dan Quinn. Sorry,
Oh.
I was like, I feel like it.
Holy
Should
shit!
be somebody that we
That's
know.
funny. He's from the Falcons.
I didn't know if it was unnamed young white coordinator. That I feel like it always is. Just got another one hired in Chicago. Ben Johnson went to Chicago this
Yeah,
week.
unnamed. I don't know. The Lions' offense was really, really good this year.
Yes, but by next year you'll be like, who? Oh yeah, the old Lions OC. That's what you'll say.
Yeah, I guess.
You
But
won't
yeah,
even
I don't
be like,
trust.
Oh, Ben Johnson.
I do not trust Jalen Hurts to take over the game when the lights are brightest.
Real quick, could you pick Ben Johnson out of a lineup if we had a
Like
police
if you
lineup?
lined up,
Yeah.
no.
White guy. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. That's
Generic
why I'm
white
saying
guy.
it's just nondescript white guy coordinator.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
The only one I might be able to pick out is Shane Steichen.
I could pick out.
And I'm actually not sure if Shane Steichen is the guy who's in Indianapolis or the guy who's in Arizona.
I could pick Matt Nagy out of the lineup.
Yes, because he's bald.
That's the only reason.
And because you guys are best friends.
That's right.
That's why you always post the. That's why you always push the Matt Nagy narrative, even though the Chiefs' offense has clearly gotten worse under him.
Yeah, man. So they were so terrible. They won the divisional round game comfortably.
Can't believe Owen's been bought out by Big Matt Nagy.
He's paying me.
Paid for by Big
Well,
Matt Nagy.
see, actually, this is the real conspiracy: is that because Matt Nagy is paying me to push the narrative, I'm then putting that money directly into the referee's pocket. So,
Like this shirt is sweet, huh?
I'm just,
Yeah.
And actually, I'm about to put less of it in my bank account and more in Cleet Blakeman's back pocket.
That's right. We know the name of him
Yeah.
because we're best friends with
That's
him.
because we pay him.
So AFC Championship will be Super Bowl winner.
Yes, I agree. Complete. Yeah, 100%.
A tier or S tier?
S.
All right.
It's not hot. It's not a hot take. A.
Okay.
I think saying
A for AFC Championship.
I think saying the Bills and the Chiefs are the two best teams left in this competition is not a hot take.
I think that's fair also, yeah.
So, but this isn't like
It comes down to, I guess, your opinion about the Eagles, but man, I fucking hate the Eagles now because we were in a Discord call over the weekend.
Truman's still tilted.
And somebody in the Discord that Owen was hanging out in said that me and Owen don't watch football. He's like, that's how I know you guys don't know ball. Is because you guys are talking about the Chiefs, and we're like, he's like, the Chiefs are the worst 15-2 team like ever. We're like, we don't care.
That's not the part.
Chiefs are just gonna
That's
win.
not the part that was crazy.
The part that was also crazy is that he's like, the Chiefs were better last year. And I was like, that's the most wrong thing I've ever heard in my life. We were ass for 15 weeks last year, and we got it figured out right at the end. So
Yeah.
we lost to the fucking Raiders because we had 2 defensive touchdowns back to back. We gave up 2 defensive touchdowns back to back.
Yep. That was bad.
But we still won the Super Bowl.
Like this shirt is sweet. I still can't believe it.
That's the dumbest Super Bowl. That's the one everybody should be like, oh fucking. If we were gonna give the Chiefs, that was the year to give the Chiefs.
Well, I don't think it's dumb though because we ran the gauntlet. Like
I know.
we played the hardest possible schedule.
Yeah, I know.
The higher lower seed than the 2 and the 3. I mean the 1 and the 2.
True. We do appreciate all the hot takes over there on twitter.com/team.
Yeah, love you guys.
Twitter.com/Owen Gosh Dom. Do really appreciate it. Thank you for commenting. Closest Scorigami of the week, Owen.
It had to be the Commanders Lions game, right?
I think so. Let me check.
That had to be the Rarigami. 38-21? 38. No, it was 44.
It was Commanders Lions. It had happened 9 times before.
Okay, yeah, because
Not that much.
Because the 23-20 had to have happened a billion times.
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs score wasn't anything special either.
And real quick, while we're here, give me your NFC Championship game prediction. I forgot to put a slide in here.
Give me Eagles 28, Commanders 14. I think the run's over.
That's a good pick.
I think the rematch is coming. I think because the
I'm-
two teams that are not the Chiefs The 3 teams that aren't the Chiefs are Eagles, Commanders, Bills.
Yeah.
I think the Bills are a fan favorite, and the Commanders are going to be a fan favorite. So it's going to be double evil empire back to the Super Bowl rematch.
Give me Eagles 31, Commanders 20. Like what everybody thought the Chiefs score was going to be. The amount of people that picked Chiefs 31, Texans 20 was crazy. I feel like everybody's picking that score.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember
Totally
what our
empirical.
predictions were?
What?
Do you remember what our predictions were?
Mine was 27-20. No. Mine was 27-16.
I knew we were going to win by like 8.
I was 6 points off total. Because I missed the Texans by 2 and the Chiefs by 4.
Nice.
Because we do it at work. We have a pool on whoever misses by the most has to buy whoever got the closest lunch.
Yeah, we should do that at my work. I'd rake.
You're welcome. Go do it.
All right.
5-team parlay of the week.
Did not make a parlay last week.
Give me your 2-team parlay of the week. You know what? Add in some touchdown scorers.
Okay, we'll make a parlay. Also,
I doubt you can add in
Islanders have scored again. It is now 3-1.
Who are they playing?
The Blue Jackets, so rivalry game.
Are they ass?
Yes, they are ass.
No, they're better than we are. They're 22-17-7. They're definitely better than us.
Looks like I accidentally made a bet during this.
Also, the Ohio State football Buckeyes are leading the Notre Dame.
Yeah, I see that.
Right
I need 24 more points. 25 more points.
Oh my God, you took the over?
Yep. It's always the over, baby.
Interesting.
Okay, but time to make a parlay on the NFL here at the end of the season, which everyone loves doing. So obviously, I'm going to take Chiefs, which by the way, you can get at minus 130 right now. Probably the best odds you'll ever get on the Chiefs ever again. I'm also going to take the Eagles minus 275. I don't want to take a survey, MGM. Thank you. No, I don't want to do those kind of game props. I'll choose a touchdown score for each game.
Well, pick Saquon.
Yes,
Let me
that was
put you
my
on.
number one.
Pick Saquon.
Anytime TD score, Saquon Barkley is minus 225. That's free.
And also, if you want to win again, just pick
Travis Kelce, which is what I'm going to do. That was actually my plan the whole time.
Okay.
Which, by the way, you can get Travis Kelce at plus 130. Also a good bet. Josh Allen at plus 115. That's crazy.
Ooh, I do like that for him.
Yeah, so 4 legs, Chiefs and Travis Kelce, Eagles and Saquon. That'll give you a nice plus 457. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to add a promo, a parlay boost token. Hell yeah, 20% boost. Let's go. $5 into 33.
So you need Chiefs, Eagles, Kelce, Hurts. Wait. Take off the Chiefs money line.
It's too late. I've already bet it.
Oh, God damn it. You make me sick. You should have bet the Chiefs minus 1.5.
Why would I do that?
Because they're not going to win by 1. They're probably going to cover if they win.
I see. I will bet the minus 1.5 right now.
What? Damn it. Sorry.
Yep,
I could have got you slightly better
Eagles
odds.
and Saquon plus Chiefs and Kelce. Which is actually MGM is viewing as 2 separate 2-leg parlays that are parlayed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they would do that, but it makes sense. Cool. Yep.
All right.
We didn't make a bet last week.
Ooh, top 5 AFC Championship games?
From the Chiefs?
Yep.
Obviously.
Or during the Mahomes run?
Okay.
I've got it. I've got it. I've already got my list.
All right, go ahead.
You can compile your list while I do it.
Sounds good.
Okay, number 5. So the downside is obviously the Chiefs have only been to 4 Super Bowls.
Yep.
So the down with Mahomes.
So at
the
least one of
downside
them has to be a loss.
that you have to pick one that we lost.
Yep. I think we're going to have a very, very, very similar list.
I'm going to pick the Patriots one.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, Chiefs Patriots 2019 is my number 5. I think it was, a better game. I think the Chiefs had a meltdown just in that Bengals game. I think that one's clearly the worst. I think the Chiefs rallied and came back from being down like 10-14 at halftime. I can't remember. They were down double digits at halftime.
Yeah.
And were able to rally and come back to force overtime. Obviously, sucks to lose coin toss, but Chiefs won a coin toss against Josh Allen and got to go. So,
yep.
I'll tell you, Mahomes is good at coin tosses. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
So that's my number 5. Number 4, Chiefs Bills 2020. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah. Sorry, Chiefs Bills 2024, which would have been. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Is that last? No, it would have been Chiefs Ravens. Sorry.
Yeah.
Chiefs Ravens 2024.
Okay.
AFC Championship game. Pretty anticlimactic. Chiefs got up early, and it felt like they also kind of took the foot off the brake and did that thing where they just sit back on their heels. And luckily, I mean, if Zay Flowers doesn't, taunt L'Jarius Sneed, which also, by the way, was part of the discourse on Twitter, was Travis Kelce should have got a taunting penalty. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was stupid.
That's the dumbest thing in the world.
That would have been the quickest flag ever.
That would have been, he looked at him, he caught the ball and looked at the guy who was already on the ground for a second and then walked away and threw the ball and spiked the ball away from him for a touchdown celebration. And people were comparing that to Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers shoved L'Jarius Sneed on his other shoulder down to the ground, then stood up, then spun the ball in his face and then stood over him. That is a taunting penalty always. One is a fight initiator, and what Zay Flowers does is a fight initiator.
Yeah, because they were both getting up. Then Zay Flowers got up real quick and pushed L'Jarius Sneed back down.
Well, there's talk that L'Jarius Sneed might have been holding his ankle, which is like, whatever, sure, maybe.
No.
But he shoved him to the ground, to the other shoulder into the ground, and then spun the ball into all that stuff. So, sorry, beside the point. If Zay Flowers does score and not get the ball punched out there, very funny, by the way, I think maybe we're talking different about it, but no. So other than that, it was kind of a boring game. Chiefs Bills 2021. This was a good one for me. People will remember on stream, I sat out and drank champagne on my balcony, as we also taunted Bills fans on Twitter. So that was pretty fun.
That was for the first one.
Yeah,
the one where we beat the crap out of him. 38.
Yeah, and Josh
24.
Allen, little crybaby Josh Allen, threw the ball and hit Okafor in the face mask, or Ogba.
Oh yeah,
remember? And it started a big fight.
Yeah, that was it. That was the 2020. That was the Eagles Super Bowl year.
Josh Allen's kind of a bitch ass, you know. Is that talked about enough? That he's kind of like, he's a fucking shit starter. And he doesn't finish it. He's a shit starter who wants to walk away and make everybody else fight. Yeah. It's kind of bitch ass. It's kind of bitch made. I'll just say.
Yeah.
So the next one, Chiefs Bengals 2023, cathartic, beating the Bengals. Pat had his ankle hurt, but Sky Moore gets that great punt return to set us up, and then Pat goes for that run and gets pushed out way late, out of bounds, all the way to the bench. No argument there about fucking unnecessary roughnesses or whatever, flopping or whatever people are fucking saying this weekend. But also, people saying that the lasting image of the playoff game this weekend will be the Mahomes flop that he didn't even get called for, that he didn't even point to the ref and try to get called at all.
Yeah.
They're like, that's the lasting image of this play. No, it's not. It's not. Shut up. The last image might be Travis Kelce staring at that guy on the ground. But yeah, Chiefs Bengals 2023. I mean, just cathartic to beat them. I was in a hot tub in Orlando during that, which was pretty cool, pretty fun for that. Pretty sweet. And number one, Chiefs Titans 2020, the first one.
Yeah.
Get over the hump, get back to the Super Bowl after 50 years not being in the Super Bowl. I think there's something special about that. I think that'll always have a special place in a lot of Chiefs fans' hearts.
Sammy Watkins.
When Mahomes just finally broke through and he broke
down
that
the field of Watkins. Sammy Watkins.
Yeah. I think SB Nation did no, they did a different one, but they might have actually done that one. They did a rewind on it, but I think it was Mahomes' 50th touchdown to DeMarcus Robinson. So
yeah. Okay, well that's a good list. Obviously, I'm going to have a very similar list. I have Patriots 2018. Great game. Didn't win. Super frustrating, but, building from there. That's when I knew that we were going to be really good, because obviously that's Mahomes' first year as a starter. I put the Bills 2020 game in the 4 spot just because, like you said, it was fun, but I don't think it's as fun as either of the other 3 that we have to choose from here.
Yeah.
Because this is coming up on the 6th AFC Championship game, because
yes,
I was joking in the intro when I said 7 straight.
This is 7 straight.
7 straight?
Because we had 6. Because I said we have 5, and I said you have to put one of the one we lost. But and we also had the other one that we lost to the Bengals. So this is the 7th straight AFC.
Right, because you're probably not going to put the 21 game in here.
I didn't.
Yeah, obviously not. Yeah. But yeah, so I put Bills 2020.
Yep.
1920 season, obviously.
Yeah.
On there. Fun game. Talked a lot of shit to Bills because we're like, dude, the Bills are nowhere close to us. And everyone's like, dude, oh, they could. And then we beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I remember somebody was like, you would say Allen's had the better last 3 games than Mahomes, right? And I was like,
I remember you talking about that. No.
I was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, I know you're at, I was like, he has, but it doesn't matter. And they're like, well, then you would pick Allen to win, wouldn't you? If he's had the better. I was like, no.
No. That Chiefs 2019-2020 team, if the O-line doesn't get hurt, we dumpster the Bucks again. But we all know what happened at the Super Bowl. We're not talking about that. And my 3 spot, this is where I put the Bengals 2023. Just because there was quote controversy, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It was a super exciting game through and through. Remember, it would have been overtime. The Bengals never led, and the Chiefs, kicked a long 57-yarder to win it.
Yeah.
The real emergence of Harrison Butker was that game. At my 2 spot, I have Ravens 2024. Just because I remember how nervous I was throughout that entire game.
Sure.
And it was exciting. It was back and forth. A lot of punts, a lot of turnovers.
There was some bullshit too. You forgot that Lamar caught his own pass and ran forward again.
Oh, that was crazy.
And that
was on 3rd down too.
And he also did that thing where he just like dropped the ball or something weird. Like, oh no, like Leo Chenal had him like dead to rights, and he like paused for a second to like get him.
And cooked Chenal.
And he just threw up that ball, and Zay Flowers was open. You're like, oh my god,
right.
That was the dumbest touchdown ever. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Ravens 2024 because MVS playoff legend catching that on his back.
I can't believe you put that as like a top moment.
that was so fun. But obviously, the Titans in 2019.
Yeah.
I mean 2020 would have been.
Yeah. It's just, just 50 years of releasing that moment.
Yeah, it's like, because against the Texans the week before, you're like, because remember, we only played 2 games before the Super Bowl that year because we got because Mike Gesicki helped us out against the Patriots. But, just, 50 years of pain and the worst imaginable playoff losses. People forget, Marcus Mariota threw a pass to himself. The Steelers didn't score a touchdown and beat us.
Forward progress.
We gave up a 28-point lead to the Colts where a fumble bounced perfectly back to Andrew Luck. I'll never forget that play in my life.
We got our fucking shit kicked out of us by the Ravens in a wild card round that nobody ever remembers.
Yeah, no one remembers that. Just a normal loss in the divisional to the Pats where Alex Smith just wasn't quite good enough.
Had a shot at it.
Yep, wasn't quite good enough.
Well, I can't remember. Somebody dropped I think we dropped an interception.
Kelsey dropped a long ball. Because this was young Kelsey.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. So,
by the way, Kelsey's always good for one playoff drop. It happened already.
Titans 1920 is my obvious top.
1920. Wow. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to take on
they were shut up. They were down 10 and they won.
Yeah.
I believe by double digits again.
Yeah, Chiefs going to Super Bowl.
Chiefs going to matriculate down the ball, the ball down the field.
Got to matriculate the ball down the field, boys.
Going to run that ball like a real football team. What's this forward pass stuff?
Look at that. There goes a
white guy. Yeah. That's old shoeless Joe Johnson. That's a shoe full Travis Kelce.
Fastest man alive, they say.
They say.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
I think that's it. Oh, pop culture minute?
My brother scored his first professional goal. Yeah, I texted him about it. I'm like, hey, McClain, I know you had a game. It wasn't streamed, so I couldn't watch it. How'd it go? He's like, 4-4. He's like, yeah, I scored. Like, nonchalant. I was like, is that your first professional goal? Doesn't answer me for 15 hours. Got better shit to do, huh? I mean, I guess so, but 15 hours. Answer me today. He's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I should have scored more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great.
I'm trying to think if there's
but shout out to Lil Bro. Scored his first professional goal over the weekend. Very exciting.
Damn. Nope. All right, I was going to look and see if there was any pop culture minutes in my bookmarks. But...
shout out the Islanders. They're playing like really good hockey now that they're not injury ravaged.
Mm-hmm. Who?
The Islanders.
Oh, they're winning? They're going to win?
3-1.
They already won?
No, it's not over yet. It's ending the second period here now. Well, in the next 3 minutes.
Gotcha. Cool.
But yeah.
Cool. That's it.
Shout out the dichotomy of cheering for the Chiefs and cheering for Tottenham, man.
And the Islanders.
Very well run organization. Very poorly run organization.
You guys lost.
Very, very middle of the road organization.
Yes. You guys lost to Everton.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that like the team that was below you in the table?
We had 12 first-team players out.
What's happening?
Everyone's hurt.
Damn, you guys are kind of ass.
We are kind of ass. It's terrible.
Hold on.
And our manager...
Let me look at the table just so I can make fun of you real quick.
I think we're in 15th.
You're only 8 points out of relegation.
I mean, that's a lot of points. Those teams will not be getting any games.
The Wolves are going to get hot. IPS is going to get hot.
Ipswich. IPS. You don't even know the name of the team.
Leicester is going to get hot. Damn.
We play Leicester next, by the way, in the league. Like, I will...
At what point do you start to get a little worried?
Bad things will happen to me if we lose that game. That's at home, too. Like, dude, if we lose...
Oh, and you have to understand.
But and our best Truman, our best striker is injured.
Sonny?
No, Solanke. He's our lead goal scorer. He's hurt for the game.
Oh, and you have to understand, the funniest possible outcome is that Tottenham gets relegated.
And win a cup. Because that would be the most Tottenham thing ever. We're still in all 3 of the cup competitions.
Oh, and please.
What if we won the double and got relegated?
Please let them get relegated.
No.
I need it.
I'll cry.
I need it deep in my bones.
I will cry an unimaginable amount of tears.
It'll be so funny for them to be in the championship. Please, dude.
Dude. It could become like a video game. We just keep losing and then we get relegated again.
Listen, I'm willing to talk soccer when it's you in pain. When I get to talk about the funniest outcome. By the way, Everton's only 8 points back of you, and they've got a game in hand. So,
yeah.
Actually, they're 4 points back of you, and they've got a game in hand.
Do you know who the game in hand is against? Because I do.
Brighton.
The game in hand is against Liverpool.
Oh, that's the one that they're waiting to make up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
So they'll be losing that by probably 7
goals.
Liverpool's
in first. I was going to say, Liverpool's ass. But
Liverpool will beat them by probably 7.
Damn, Arsenal's second. Man.
That's fine. They won't win anything.
Guys are losing to
They're out of all their cup
guys are losing to a bunch of gooners. That's crazy.
They're out of all their cup competitions. So
all of them? They're out of the Champions League?
Yep.
Ass. They're ass.
Pretty funny, innit?
But yeah. Is it because they lost to Man City and... oh, no, they're in the FA Cup?
I believe that everyone's still in the FA Cup.
Well, but not Arsenal.
What do you mean?
Manchester United just advanced.
Oh, yeah, that's penalties. Right. They knocked him out.
Are you guys still...
Also, I totally lied. Arsenal is probably qualifying for the next round of the Champions League as well.
Ah.
They have won 4 of their games, so yeah, they'll probably continue.
Ohio State's just scored a touchdown.
Nice.
They're up 21-7.
Need 18 more points.
Yep.
Is it the third quarter yet?
No.
Only 3 more touchdowns in my bet cashes. That is free.
Poggerinos.
That is what we call in the chat free.
Thank you, Owen. Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you all. Love you.
Twitter.com/OwenGoshDominant. Twitter.com/DMachine. YouTube. Dahm, that's true. We're going to be changing the name this week.
Woo, rebrand.
I guess also go follow GrubBuds and Just the News.
Yeah.
You go to youtube.com/@GrubBudsOD and @JustTheNewsOD. And this one will probably be Dahm, that's true, OD.
Hell yeah, baby.
So there you go. Shout out to the patrons, patreon.com/OpenDisaster. Shout out Joe, Aaron, Skylar, Dylan, Ozzy, and Mailbox Kansas City. Make sure you like, commenting, and subscribing. Comment what you think the Chiefs score is going to be. Like, follow, do all the stuff on Spotify.
Come on, you Spurs.
I think that's it. Fuck Owen.
Damn.
100%.